Within the horror genre, an array of eerie videos and series can be found online, each with its own special mix of suspense, dread, and oddities. These virtual ghosts emerge from the eerie depths of the internet, beyond the limitations of conventional stories, to evoke terrifying feelings in their audience. The virtual world is a haven for the macabre and the paranormal, with everything from creepy web series that play out like evil riddles, to standalone films that engulf viewers in a never-ending state of terror. These parallel stories, complete with eerie imagery and melancholic soundtracks, immerse their viewers in worlds where the uncanny and reality collide, leaving a lasting psychological impression. Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the world of horror, and today we're going to be exploring internet horrors that will deeply disturb you. Everything about them, from the tale of the Slender Man to tales exploring physiological horror, we're exploring all of it, so make sure to stay tuned till the end of this video to not miss out on anything. Before we get into the video though, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel, and turn on bell notifications to be notified whenever we post new videos. Did you do it? Well then, let's jump right in. Marble Hornets. Started off with a classic, Marble Hornets is a trailblazer in the field of online horror, crafting a story that pierces the surface and remains in the back of the mind. The show, which was created in 2009 by Troy Wagner and Joseph DeLage, used the found footage style, a cinematic language that gave the story aimed to convey an unsettling closeness. The tale primarily centres on Wagner's character, Jay Merrick, a film student, who finds a stash of mysterious recordings belonging to his buddy DeLage's character, Alex Crayley. These recordings document the creation of the ill-fated student movie Marble Hornets, which was shelved for unknown reasons. When the Slender Man, a long faceless entity with tentacle-like appendages, begins to slowly creep into the story, the initial innocent concept takes an evil turn. Marble Hornets depicts the terror with a terrifying subtlety. When Jay looks deeper into the videos, he discovers a general feeling of unease as well as an enigmatic entity that appears in the background of several shots, the Slender Man. The notion of the Operator and otherworldly being connected to the mythology of the Slender Man is deftly used throughout the series to manipulate reality and warp perceptions. The slow burning suspense in the series is one of its strongest points. A crescendo of frightening incidents, including time distortion and unexplained audio abnormalities, and unsettling meetings with the Slender Man himself, mark Jay's journey into the depths of the unknown. Unwillingly joining Jay in solving the mystery, the audience navigates a labyrinth of paranoia and otherworldly fear. The line separating fact from fiction becomes increasingly hazy as the story unfolds. Jay embarks on a terrifying inquiry that takes him not just into the core of the mythology surrounding the Slender Man, but also to the brink of his own collapsing sanity. The line between the physical and the ethereal becomes more hazy as viewers are exposed to a disturbing combination of psychological horror and supernatural themes. The show develops over the course of several seasons, bringing in new people and adding layers of meaning and symbolism to the story. The recovered footage presents each entry as a terrifying jigsaw piece, challenging viewers to make connections and put the overall story together. The immersive experience created by Marble Hornets allows for visceral dread to be evoked by little details, like the flicker of a warped video frame, or the sound of footsteps in an empty hallway. The stakes rise in the later sections, and the subtle dread develops into a full-blown nightmare. Jay's search for the truth turns into an unavoidable plunge into the Slender Man's grasp, with a conclusion that haunts viewers. With the memory of unanswered questions and an enduring entry into the annals of online horror history, Marble Hornets is proof of the ability of the digital medium to frighten, demonstrating that the scariest stories are frequently discovered in the uncharted regions of the huge dark internet. Sun vanished. The Sun Vanished became known as a groundbreaking storytelling experiment that used the instantaneous nature of Twitter to engross its audience in a terrifying story of post-apocalyptic terror. Early in 2018, a user going by the handle @TheSunVanished sent a series of mysterious tweets that set the story in motion and gave readers a look into an everyday society that has been plunged into remarkable darkness. The tweets first appeared to be rather ordinary, short, seemingly innocent statements expressing bewilderment over an odd, enduring darkness. But as the narrative progressed, the audience began to feel uneasy. The main character, a college student named Noah, documented the unexplained loss of daylight and described his attempts to make sense of a world that had been plunged into an endless night. The Sun Vanished was especially terrifying since it was set in real time. Periodically, Noah would provide updates that chronicled the disorderly disintegration of civilization as it was happening. Through his tweets, he exposed his followers to a world where fear and worry were spreading like wildfire due to an unfathomable cosmic catastrophe. The casual tone of the tweets made the terror seem even more genuine, making it harder to distinguish between fact and fiction. Through brief text updates, pictures, and sporadic video clips, Noah's voyage was documented, showing how slowly society's standards are eroding. The protagonist's journey into a lonely terrain, his interactions with more frightening events, and the menacing presence of mysterious figures that appear to flourish in the constant darkness were all observed by followers. The fear grew more intense as the story went on. In addition to the physical difficulties of surviving, the protagonist also had to deal with the psychological effects of loneliness and the constant fear of the unknown. The Twitter account expertly included visual components, such as pictures of unsettling landscapes and warped audio, to heighten the immersive experience and make sure that viewers were actively involved in the nightmare, rather than just spectators. The plot presented a mysterious group known as the Eclipse, whose intentions were never made clear. The tweets contained hints that encouraged followers to work together as a team to solve the mystery as it developed. The audience felt a sense of dread and suspense as they made predictions about how the narrative would end, and the use of interactive storytelling techniques increased the tension. In a brilliant move of narrative ingenuity, The Sun Vanished expanded the story's reach by using social media sites like Instagram and YouTube in addition to Twitter. Video footage, which showed the protagonist's interactions with strange beings and the constant dread of an approaching darkness, gave the horror a visceral depth. Following the series' eerie conclusion, viewers were left to consider unresolved issues and the residual effects of a society that has undergone profound upheaval. By pushing the limits of online horror, The Sun Vanished showed how social media can be used as a platform for narratives that go beyond conventional channels. Ultimately, it made a lasting impression on the internet, serving as a constant reminder to all of us that when it comes to online horror, the scariest stories sometimes take place in bursts of 280 characters or less. Hi, I'm Mary Mary. Hi, I'm Mary Mary is an engrossing online series that explores the fields of psychological horror and paranormal events, creating a suspenseful tapestry that fuzzily defines what is known from what is unexplainable. The plot, which originated with Vinnie Thomas's creative vision and was a breath of new air in the digital horror genre, combining aspects of conventional storytelling with the immersive potential of internet media. In the series, viewers are introduced to Thomas's character, Mary, whose suddenly seemingly mundane vlogs take on a bizarre and frightening quality. What begins as a light-hearted examination of everyday life descends into the uncanny and the unknown, as Mary Mary unintentionally serves as a conduit to the paranormal. Hi, I'm Mary Mary is brilliant because it builds suspense gradually. Thomas expertly creates a mood of subdued terror that bleeds into the everyday, interspersed with periods of silent uneasiness. With their understated appeal, Mary's videos captivate viewers, drawing them into a story that fits together like a jigsaw and reveals more depth with each new piece. Mary Mary's vlogs are becoming more and more terrifying psychologically, Unusual events, unexplainable happenings, and minute changes in reality weave together to create a story that subverts the expectations of the viewer. Viewers are left wondering if Mary Mary's experiences are real, or just a product of her unstable mental state, as Thomas deftly manipulates the murky waters of the paranormal. The show spins a complex web of mystery and symbolism. Hidden in plain, inside the videos, are cryptic hints that encourage viewers to participate in a group investigation of the story. The storytelling's interactive elements draw the audience into Mary's world and encourage a feeling of shared discomfort and discovery. The series' ability to strike a balance between real emotional moments and psychological terror is one of its most noticeable strengths. Thomas does a superb job of portraying Mary's persona, which changes significantly and pulls viewers into a story that goes beyond conventional horror cliches. The series gains depth via the audience's emotional engagement in the protagonist's journey, which heightens the impact of the horror components. Hi, I'm Mary Mary is proof of how horror narratives are changing in the digital era. Through the use of the approachable and intimate vlog format, Thomas draws his audience into a story that fuzzily delineates fact from fantasy. The series confronts the viewer in a frightening and personal way, delving into the depths of psychological terror, while also pushing them to face the unknown. The way Mary Mary's narrative develops has a lasting impact on the online horror scene, demonstrating how the most interesting stories are sometimes discovered in the most unlikely places. Daisy Brown. The terrifying YouTube series Daisy Brown, which Tony E. Valenzuela developed, is a masterclass in fusing the banal with the macabre. It uses the well-known vlog format to tell a story that develops into a disconcerting tapestry of psychological terror. Viewers are first introduced to Daisy, played by Sarah Pells in the series. Daisy is a seemingly normal young lady whose vlogs provide a window into a world where the otherworldly and reality intersect. The early entries, which depict Daisy's routine and strange bond with a puppet named Alan, are surprisingly mundane. The puppet, who at first seems as a harmless friend, ends up being the main attraction of the vlogs because of his charming but strange traits. The spectator is given a false feeling of security by Daisy's casual narration style and the seemingly ordinary actions she captures, which sets the stage for the atrocities that will eventually come to light. A noticeable uneasiness permeates the vlogs as the series progresses. Daisy and Alan's exchanges get more and more uncomfortable, and the puppet itself takes on a mysterious, menacing quality. Intriguing events and subliminal hints intersperse Daisy's films with a storyline that challenges viewers to discern between fact and fiction. The horror is seething under the surface, waiting to completely appear, and its progress is gradual. The story takes a sinister turn as Daisy starts to reveal a convoluted network of family secrets. The puppet, who at first glance appears harmless, becomes a source of disturbing discoveries that allude to a more sinister and profound relationship between Daisy, her family, and the mysterious forces at work. The vlogs take on the shape of a psychological maze that invites viewers to solve the puzzles with Daisy, while the threat of oncoming terror looms. The terror in Daisy Brown takes several forms. Not only are the conversations Daisy has with Alan unsettling, but Daisy herself is suffering psychologically. The show expertly examines concepts of obsession, loneliness, and the blurry boundary between reason and insanity. Daisy's mental condition unravels as the evil forces surrounding her make her an untrustworthy storyteller. The terror increases with the use of the vlog format. It gives the impression that viewers are seeing straight into Daisy's life, giving an intimate feeling. The audience is made complicit in the escalating horror by the juxtaposition of the supernatural with the mundane, making it impossible for them to turn away from the unnerving occurrences on film. Daisy Brown is an example of the narrative potential that internet platforms provide. The show defies convention by skillfully fusing horror with vlogs in a way that is both captivating and unsettling. Every component contributes to the whole, and as the storylines converge, the terror intensifies and leaves a lasting impression on the audience's mind. Daisy Brown is a chilling example of how an ordinary format may be transformed into a vehicle for the remarkable and horrifying in the digital world of online horror.
Oh, the gang's all here. Shut up, worm! Or I'll snap your fucking head off! Daisy, no!
Don't hug me, I'm scared. The innovative short video series Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared deftly manipulates the innocent with kid-friendly material to present an increasingly bizarre and gloomy story. Created by Joseph Pelling and Becky Sloan, the series consists of what appear to be instructive puppetry segments that with each new edition follow a complex path from joyful whimsy to incredibly unnerving horror. Innocently enough, the show opens with an adorable and colourful group of humanoid puppets participating in what seems to be light-hearted instructional exercises. Through clever mimicry of the recognisable aesthetics of children's television, the producers lure unsuspecting viewers with eye-catching images and memorable music. This seeming innocence serves as the ideal backdrop on which the authors may paint their complex picture of existential horror. The seemingly benign plots take surprising and sinister turns as the episodes go on. A joyful investigation of creativity, time and love eventually turns into a terrifying dissection of these ideas. The puppets, who at first seem like symbols of innocent amazement, become entangled in bizarre and unsettling situations that defy logic. The genius of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is in how well it moves from happy, light-hearted scenes to really unpleasant discoveries. Through puppetry and real effects, the puppet figures go through changes that reflect the story's psychological disintegration. Every episode transforms into a startling investigation of intricate subjects, forcing viewers to face difficult realities under the cover of well-known children's programs. The conceptual depth of the series has been purposefully increased as it has progressed. With every new episode, the writers explore existential dilemmas, social conventions, and the effects of unbridled creativity in more detail. As the viewers are faced with the breaking down of the puppet's reality, the stories get more complex, and the terror grows. Sloan and Pelling have a tone that is informal but really powerful throughout the entire series. With their innocent looks and baby sounds, the puppets serve as messengers for dark and disturbing messages. Audiences are left feeling both shocked and enthralled by the unusual emotional dissonance created by the blending of innocence and horror. So those were the top 5 internet horrors that had everyone gripping their seats. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notifications to be notified whenever we post new videos.